Imagine yourself in this scenario. Your friends went to Morgantown Farmers Market and recommended it to you. You want to visit the website to learn more about them. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step. I'm going to visit Morgantown Farmers Market. You will be shown a web page for 5 seconds and then asked to answer 3 questions. Do not go to task 2 until you've answered those questions. So I'm going to start with the task 1. This is step 1 of 13. Okay, so I'll read it once again. You'll be shown a web page for 5 seconds and then asked to answer 3 questions. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step. Start. Okay. Farmers market, who we are, get a note, contact us. Okay, so answer this question out loud. What do you remember? I just remember that it was a farmer's market page which shows different contacts like about us, location, etc. So I do remember that it was colorful kind of a website having a vintage backdrop indicating a farmer's market with some wooden background at the top of the screen and a few links to visit them and contact them. What can you do on this site? About From the look of it, I thought that we can get to know more about the farmers market, which was mentioned over there. Like we could get in touch with them, we could find the location, and probably it was selling website. I really don't I couldn't comprehend that in that short span of time, but it was probably a selling website, online selling platform where you could find products for the farmers market, their locations, probably their upcoming events or not. That could have been figured out after we went through the links. Who's this site for? Okay, this is for maybe online shoppers who are in potential lookout for farmers markets near them, or who want to know more about the industry probably. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next step. Without leaving the home page, describe what you would select first. Do not select anything yet. If you would leave without clicking anywhere, please explain why. Without leaving the home page, describe what you would select first. Okay. Do not select anything yet. If you would leave without clicking anywhere, please explain why. Okay. So I'm moving on to the next step. Describe what you would select first. Do not select anything yet. If you would leave without clicking anywhere, please explain why. Okay, so I would probably click over this. This is the option that I would select, Morgantown Farmers Market. So what I'm going to do is, it says do not select anything yet in bold, so I'm not going to select anything. If you would leave without clicking anywhere, please explain why. So I am just clicking randomly on the page somewhere. I'm just going to quickly go through this home page once. I can see that it's Morgantown Farmers Market, who we are, get involved, contact us. Okay, so there are various options. You can get to know who they really are, you can get involved with them, probably sell with them or organize events or whatsoever they do. Okay, and you can contact them. So I can see that there are a few natural products. This is what I can make out from this web page. We are a diverse collection of more than 40 vendors gathering every week, okay, May through the first week of November and on select weekends inside in the winter, to bring the freshest produced meats, eggs, breads, etc. to Morgantown community. Alright, so we get to know that this is a gathering of farmers or people who get together to bring on their own collections to the Morgantown community. Our products are grown or made by our vendors within 50 miles, so you know that your purchases are supporting small farms. So this shows that the benefit is going directly to the small farms, small family farms. The Morgantown Farmers Market is located in the heart of downtown Morgantown and is the first solar market in West Virginia. During the peak season, there are more than 30 farmers offering the freshest produce, meats, eggs, breads, flours, etc. We're working to create a memorable shopping experience for customers. Okay. So winter market timings are given here. It is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and the location is also specified over here. There are 2 days. Okay, so March 2, 23 and April 6 and April 20. So there are 4 days basically. So okay, after going through all of this page, I have a pretty faint idea of like who they are and what their intention is. So what I would select over here is upcoming events. I'd like to know what are the upcoming events for them. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next one. Go to this or other neutral sites. Describe what you would expect to find on type of website. Be specific. Describe what you would expect to find on a type of website. Be specific. Okay, so I'm going on to Google, and what I would see is in general about, say, farmers markets, the concept of it. Okay, so this is generally showing the farmers market that are around, the original farmers market, and expect to find on a type of website. Be specific. Let's say if I'm finding farmers market in Los Angeles, then it shows visitor info, merchants, events, history, and market buzz, online stores. So I could see that the previous website that we had for Morgantown, that had like this has more information about like merchant, grocer, specialty foods, restaurants, services. This is much more detailed as compared to what we were seeing earlier on. I mean, the previous website that we saw over here is no doubt it's summing up all the things that are being provided in the farmers market. But if I see over here, I think this lets you communicate with finding merchants and services and getting to know people, plan your trip, newsletter, market blog. This shows more advertising, it shows market blog, and it also has this online grocery delivery which could be started on over here. I am not sure how feasible that would be, but a few things that can be added are like the market buzz of it, the events, or maybe there could be some promotions or other things like that. Plan your trip. If I go on to plan your trip, excuse me, so maybe they'll give me a layout, a map, or the instructions. Yeah, you can directly provide links to Google Maps, saying that if you're starting from here, then you can visit over here, and you can give contact numbers in case anybody has any doubts. So you can guess. This is also a good idea that you can give tours and attractions links near and about the farmers market destinations. Also, there are hotels, and this is a pretty good idea. You can include some frequently asked questions in case you want to say like contact us. Then what you can do is that simply, I think it would be over here. Subscribe to a newsletter. Alright, we already have a newsletter. So what can be improved probably is that you can include a frequently asked questions section, or a link to the FAQ section on the web page, so that if anybody has any doubts, then first of all that person can go ahead and click on FAQs, and then after that get in touch with any individual in case of any further doubts. So these are my initial there can be lots and lots of things that can be included, but to name a few, these can be something that FAQs is something pretty impressive that you can add maybe somewhere around here. Oh, it's already there. Okay, so upcoming events, vendor list, history. What you can do instead is that add a link to Google Maps along with it, like when you are talking about the locations where the farmers market will be located. So also along with that, you can add some tourist attractions and links to some packages or things like that. So I'm moving on to the next step now. Take as much time as you need to explore this website. Move on to the next task when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to start with this task. So now I'm going to explore it. There's Morgantown Farmers Market. So, okay, when I click on this link, this shows general information which is already being shown on the screen. So I've gone through it and I know what this market is about, what are the upcoming events, where they come from, to whom this profit is being shared, and the location of it. So this is what I get to know from here, which I already saw, who we are. If I click on this, it's taking a little bit of time to open up. I think I should refresh this website once and then I'll open it once again. It's taking a bit of time to open up. Okay, I'm going to click on who we are now, and it's not changing, so I believe that has it even refreshed? I don't know if it is being refreshed. I really don't think it is getting refreshed. So I am going to click on who we are. Okay, so let me do one thing. I'll go on to these links first and then I'll see. Okay, so this is showing the summer markets, the winter markets. Check out our map with parking options here. Okay, so they already have a map and it also shows parking options, which is pretty impressive. Okay, so this is showing parking summer, parking garage summer. Okay, so these are all the parking lots. So I think this is all pretty impressive and very easy for a person who wants to visit a farmers market during summertime or winter time. So you've separated all of this, which is pretty good. So I don't think there's any scope for improvement right here. What you can include is something to go around. If a person comes into the farmers market, then you can like recommend some places a tourist can visit. So after that, I'll see upcoming events, which should be for our spring menu. Click here. For our summer menu, click here. Okay, if I go to the spring menu, I don't see anything that is coming up. This is the other website. Okay, so this is not opening, which is not good. For a spring menu, click here and click in here again. Alright, let's go ahead and click on some other menu first. Summer menu. Okay, so the image that is being loaded is pretty small, and this can be a little more attractive than what I can see. I can see there's an entire list of it. There's simply a thin image of it. It's just a list and I need to zoom in to read through it. So I don't think that is very pleasing. What can be done right here is that you can paste an image, a big kind of an image of the list over here. Maybe it can be made more interactive. Like if you go through all of this. Suppose if I click artichoke, I would like to know that what advantages it gives to the body, or how is it beneficial, or like from which area it's being produced, or being like how it can be used, or maybe some cooking recipes. Maybe it's just too much, but you can state the basic health benefits of it. But most of all, what I feel is that the entire display can be made better. Even if you don't want to add in links to all these ingredients, what you can do instead is that provide a better picture. What I could see first is that the spring link isn't working at all. For the summer one, it's working. The autumn link is file not found, and this is again for our winter menu. It's again a list. It's not very impressive, to be honest. This can be made much better. The web page can include similar images from the home page, and also this list can be made interactive by clicking on carrots. I should know about carrots, the regions from where they are being produced, and what are the benefits and things like that. So that's what can be added over here. So healthy lifestyle activities, you can tell about Morgantown. Okay, so you're telling about that people in Morgantown like to maintain a social and active lifestyle. So that is pretty good. So this gives just a brief information about it. This section can definitely be improved. So we've gone through the upcoming events section. The vendor list is here. Okay, all produce backbone food farm. These links are not clickable. Like okay, list of vendors. What if somebody wants to get in touch directly with the vendor? Like for all produce, you could go give one contact person a particular phone number or an email ID or the location or something like that, and these links can be made clickable. This is simply a list. So this is what can be improved on this web page. So I'm moving on to the next link now, which is history. History is something that is already okay. This, I think this should be the format in which it should be provided. Market governance 2002 small group. Okay. Maybe some clickable links can be provided again over here for, okay, these are the names of the advisory committee members. Or okay, so what I believe can be done over here is that for more details you can provide some link over here towards some Google articles or some articles that you've created yourself regarding more information about the farmers markets, the history or stuff like that. So that is what can be done over here. History is there, FAQ. Okay, so I'm going to go through the FAQ section. I think some more questions can be asked, put on over here. Not sure how feasible that would be, but that is something I would want to see. I mean, as a first time user, when I go to a website, I would want to see lots of frequently asked questions, so that there is less possibility for me to get in touch with an individual and then wait for a response. So this is my, okay, so these links are overlapping each other. Volunteer positions and support the market, so these need to be spread out. There is ample space over here. These need to be spread out over here so that it's easier to go onto the link, and this is not overlapping. So excuse me. So if I go to volunteer positions, thank you for your interest, information booth, market counters, event assistants, musicians. All right. So how do I contact? How do I volunteer? Thank you for your interest. Volunteers are essential. So without volunteers, you simply, if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, please contact market manager for additional information. Okay, so I think over here there is lots of things that can be added. How can I contact the market manager? An individual would not want to go through like who is the market manager. It will be very hard for an individual to find out who is the market manager, what is his email ID, what is his phone number. Like most of the people would be in hurry, so they wouldn't be able to find this out. I think it would be easier to provide a link over here, the name of the market manager, his contact number, his email ID, and a small brief introduction about him. This is something really small, but it will go a long way. So this definitely needs to be added over here so that a person can volunteer. Also, you can tell them that if the person gets some advantage in case he volunteers, what advantages he would get, what perks he would get, because to attract volunteers, maybe you need to give them a little some pointers so that they get to know what they are going to get if they volunteer. So that is very essential. The first essential is the contact of the market manager. I highly recommend this. So moving on to the next one, become a vendor. Support the market. Okay, it's a little hard to click. Alright, become an associate manager. Okay, so you've given links to these applications. Friend of the market application. Suppose if I go to this link, there's a PDF file which is not opening, or if it is slow or if it is not clickable. Excuse me. So this is not opening. I'm going to go back to the page and try another one. Some of the links are not working. Only $20 a year, you're supporting all the programs, or $50 associate member, non-profits. Okay. So these links are not working, or are they slow? Let me just see. Okay, this seems to be opening. But it's still not loaded. Let me see how much time it takes to load. Again, this is not opening. You open it again and try it again. Okay, so what the first impression for this. Okay, my Chrome is unlocking me now. Okay, I'll just go back because these PDF links don't seem to be opening. Maybe they are heavy files, that is why they are not opening. So you can provide a little bit of an introduction for support the market over here, and I think that will give a more clear picture of what the user will see right here when he scrolls down. You can tell them that how they can support the market and how it will be beneficial to the supporter himself. Also, like what you're going to provide right here in the next ones, like what options the user has, how flexible it will be for him to work for this, how beneficial it would be for him or and the beneficiary and things like that. So that can be added over here right in the introduction. That is what I think, and I'm going on to the next one, which is become a vendor. So this is a form. Okay, let's suppose if I'm going to write something over here, business name, email ID. If I'm saying that I'm just providing a random email ID, it should pop up some errors, I think. Like I'm typing something and it's allowing me to do it. So if I submit it, the form first of all isn't very nice because I don't know what to write here, winter or whatsoever. If I submit it, it shouldn't get submitted. Yeah, so this link is again not working. I'm not sure if it's in the development phase or anything, but this form should be like it should have more filters. It shouldn't accept anything. First of all, this is not clear, and if it is submitting, it is not going anywhere. So these rules are good, all of this is good, but this form needs to be improved. If you would like to become a vendor, please complete and submit the, first of all, this is form, not the forum, and also it should also include a little bit of an introduction about becoming a vendor. Maybe some contacts to existing vendors can be there, or some guidelines to become a vendor or things like that. There should be some reference points to be able to convince a person to become a vendor. There should be some references. He should know how to do it, what benefit the person is going to get from doing it, and what risks are involved in things like that. Like you can provide some individual blogs or individual experiences, or contact people over here who are already vendors to this market, or some associates who can guide a person through becoming a vendor. So I have gone through all of these links. Subscribe to this newsletter. If I give a random email ID, not sure if it is going to take it. So you did not throw up any errors. So there are some filters that need to be worked with over here. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next step now. In your own words, describe how you might benefit from using this website. Okay, so I'm going to start describing it. From using this website, I can see that as of now it seems to be in very initial phases. If I go ahead and apply to become a volunteer or a vendor, I would need to know a little more information about how to proceed on it and what benefit I would get from it. So I would say that using this website as of now seems to be a little confusing because there's not much info I can find. It's just the history of it that I could find. To become a member of this organization, to become a part of this organization is tricky as of now, and I cannot see a direct contact. Okay, so here are some pointers. This is something good that you can ask. This link is good, so you can talk to people, send emails, call them. So that is good. Get involved. This is something that I've already spoken about. As of now, I'm not very clear how I can benefit. I can go ahead and contact one of these people and then get to know how I can benefit from this. I'm moving on to the next step. What if anything is missing on this page? I can see that there are lots and lots of things that are missing on this page or are not working properly. So I've already like enlisted them in my previous experience when I'm going through the entire website. So I'm not going to repeat them, but there are lots and lots of scopes for improvement. Like from the first look of it, I can see lots of improvements that can be made and lots of things that are not working correctly as of now. So moving on to the next step, what if anything do you like about this website? What I like about this website is that it captures the entire spirit of a farmer's market. The images used are good, these links are good, the primary links that are there. These are pretty much the links that everybody needs to get to know about a market, and these are at the top of the page. These links are also good, the smaller ones, and the upcoming events have been shown, which is also good. So these are the good things that I find about this website. So the overall appearance of this website is pretty impressive. What can be improved is that this can be extended to the whole page. This shows a little, the gaps towards the end of the website are not very pleasing. So these can be rectified. And moving on to the next one now. How likely or unlikely are you to visit this farmer's market in the future? Explain your answer. As of now, I would say if I'm staying in Morgantown, if and only if I'm present at that location, I can go ahead and check out this farmer's market. But to be honest, visiting from another place or trying to get involved into this organization as of now, after seeing this website, I wouldn't be very willing to do that, because I cannot find much details about Morgantown and how it is going to function, and in what way I can be of any help, a vendor or a supporter or a volunteer, anything. So because those links are not working correctly as of now, I am not very sure if I would be very willing to go to this if I am not residing near Morgantown. If I'm residing near Morgantown, I would of course go ahead and check this out. So this is done. I'm moving on to the next step. Any final thoughts? Please provide any additional comments, questions or suggestions before you stop recording and continue to follow up questions. Okay, so I'm going to say that there are lots and lots of points where this website can be improved. The forms should be, there should be some filters on the forms so that nobody enters some false information. There should be more contacts, more faces that represent the organization on the first web page itself, so that there should be 2 or 3 go-to people whom can be contacted in case of any doubts or in case of any offers. Also, there can be some tourism suggestions on the website, some benefits, like better ways of promoting the website can always be there. That is what I believe can be done for the website. I'm going to stop the recording now, and these are my final comments. Thank you.